Understood. So we have a question that just came in, and it's funny because you were just talking about this on LinkedIn. Someone wants to know, is it true I can write off my vacation if I talk about business on the beach, or is that just a social media hype?
It's a little bit of both. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to make an effort on LinkedIn to do like a theme of the week, right? So this theme has been travel because we've been getting all these travel questions, and it's summer, people take vacations. So what makes something, uh, just as a broad principle when it comes to business, what makes something a deduction is that it is done with the intent, again, there's that word again, the intent of pursuing additional profit. Doesn't mean you have to make profit, but you have to intend to. And I always use the story of this place around the corner from me where they opened a new store in a shopping center. It was pour your own popcorn of different flavors and then weigh the result and you pay by the weight. And they opened up, they had shiny machines. They look like big gumball machines, like with the globe thing, but they're huge because they're holding popcorn. I never saw a single person go in there. 3 months later, it was gone. Obviously, they intended to make some profit. This was a real business that they invested real money into, but they obviously did not do well. So they lost money, but it is still deductible losses because they intended to make money, right? If you have a horse that you spend a lot of money on just for fun as a hobby, that's not deductible because there's no intent to make money there. If you are a horse trainer who trains horses for Belmont Stakes or whatever, that is deductible because there's an intent of making money, right? So same thing applies to travel, right? If there is an intent to do something that improves your business, then that makes it deductible. So if you are going to see new production facilities, if you are having meetings with your staff, if you are having an offsite retreat, or if you are pursuing new clients, or if you are doing content about advertising collateral that you need, those are all purposes of improving your business, and that creates deductibility potentially, right? Personal stuff while on vacation, not deductible, even if the overall purpose is business. So let's say you go to the beach for an offsite retreat with your staff. And the purpose of the offsite is to get together and to network with each other, develop business strategy, vision for the future, all that kind of stuff. But then you book a personal snorkeling trip during the vacation. That snorkeling trip is not deductible because that's personal. If you did it with potential clients as a way to improve your brand recognition with those people, then maybe. It all comes down to the specifics and the intent behind them. So those are the same principles that apply to travel and most things when it comes to business deductibility. There are some caveats along with that as far as extravagance, necessary and ordinary, and all these kinds of things. There have been court cases about extravagance as far as you chose this option, but this other cheaper option was available, so you should have gone with that. And therefore, we're going to throw out your more expensive deduction. Things like that do happen, but as long as you are in the reasonable ballpark for whatever it is you're doing, then you're reasonably safe. Now, like everything, when it comes to risk factors, the thing about audits is documentation. And people are terrible at documentation just across the board. I actually made a little itinerary, like a 3-day itinerary template that people could use. I actually made that this morning because it was tied to that post on LinkedIn. But if you have that contemporaneous, that's a key term, contemporaneous, meaning at the same time as developing the travel plan overall, then it's a strong point in your favor that the intent behind this was business in the first place, rather than trying to make up something after the fact. Just follow the rules, intend to have a business purpose that will improve your business in some form or fashion, document that fact, and then you're in good stead. So that's what it comes down to. What's in your brain?